Are you struggling uploading your app to the App Store and then submitting it for review? Well, in this tutorial, I will let you know how you can do just that. We are going to upload our app to the App Store Connect and then submitting it for review. Alex here from Rebeloper.com. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, open up Xcode, and let's dive in. So you have built your app, now it's time to submit for submission on the App Store. Before we jump right into our tutorial today, let me just remind you about Dev Factory. It's at rebeloper.com/mentoring. If you do want to meet me on a one-on-one Zoom call where we can discuss Swift UI stuff, or maybe you have a bug in your code that you want me to fix, go ahead and check it out, rebeloper.com/mentoring. So let's just jump right into today's tutorial, and I have prepared a demo project and it's called Submit App to the App Store, and this is what we are going to submit. I haven't changed a thing, so yeah, we are going to learn everything you have to do. It's going to be a 20-step process to submit your app for submission on the App Store. So we are going to upload our build and we are going to submit. Okay, so first thing first, let me just tell you that I do have this checklist that you can download in the resources. The link is down in the description, so you can take a look at that. And what you will see there is this checklist. So how to submit app to the App Store. And first of all, you have to enroll to the Apple Developer Program. Now you have a link here that you can go to. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and enroll in the program. It's $99 per year, and basically you have to do that. Second step is to set up all info and sign all contracts under agreements, tax, and banking. Well, where is that actually? Well, let's just go to Safari, and I would just log in to my developer account. So it's at developer.apple.com. Okay. And you can just go here under account, and yeah, you will have the option. Let me just sign in here. You will have the option to go to the developer portal. This is where it's going to take you right now under the account, or you could just go to the App Store Connect. So this part, it's under App Store Connect. So let's go there. And these kind of, you have to add all of your info and all of that stuff because it's legal stuff. It's under agreements, tax, and banking. So this is personal information. You just have to do it yourself. That's step number 2. Let's take a look at step number 3. Create an extra project. Hooray! We have already done that, and most probably you have already done that too. It's submit app to the App Store. It's a brand new Xcode project. I haven't even run it, but this is what we are going to upload today. Let's take a look at the next one. Make sure that your bundle ID is registered. If not, just add, then remove the in-app purchase capabilities. So what am I talking about here? If we just go back to the developer portal and go right here under account, and let's just take a look at certificates, identifiers, and profiles. Now, if I just go under identifiers, and I will just go ahead and copy out my bundle identifier, which is this one. Well, actually, this one, submit app to the App Store, and I will search for it. So tap on here, rather click on there, and yeah, there's no identifier to be found. Let me just do that again. Yeah, as you can see, it didn't find it, and that's because it didn't register, Xcode didn't register it with the developer portal just yet. Most probably at this stage, because you have tested your app thousands of times, it will be there. But if it still isn't, you want to do this trick. So it's kind of a hack, but yeah, so let's just go under signing in capabilities, press on capability, and let's just search for in-app purchase. It doesn't really matter, just add something, and you see it's waiting for the trailer, creating provisioning profile, and it's done. Now if we just go back to Safari and just search again, there it is. Hooray, it's like magic. Well, it's actually Xcode working under the hood for us. Okay, so we don't need this, so we can just safely remove that. What is the next step? Well, create a new app under My Apps in App Store Connect. So we needed to register our bundle identifier because we are going to need that in this part of the setup. So let's just go here and yeah, let's just go to, well, I just usually go developer.apple.com and account and then select iTunes Connect, but maybe you do have a shorter version to go to the, not iTunes Connect, App Store Connect. iTunes Connect was renamed App Store Connect a few years ago. So yeah, you can see my age here. So just tap on My Apps and you will be taken to all of your apps. Now next up, we want to have a plus button here. And as you can see, as a good teacher, I have already prepared upload to do the App Store demo. So this is tried and tested. So coming back, let's tap on the plus button here, new app, and then iOS. And what's the name? Well, let's just name this Submit App to the App Store. Let's choose an language here, bundle identifier. Okay, so after a few minutes, I have found this bundle ID, submit app to the App Store. SKU number, well, I'm just going to add the same title. It doesn't really matter. You are not allowed to have spaces or special characters in there. Anyway, let's go for full access next and click on create. And now it's going to create our new app. Till that loads, let's just take a look at the next step. So we have created our app under My Apps. Make sure you have an app icon set created and added. So this is the kind of only requirement that you do want to change in your project and you do want to have it in there. So let's just go under Xcode and under assets, you see we have an app icon and it's not populated. So what I will do is just delete it and yeah, go ahead and add your own app icon. So I have already created this one right over here. So yeah, and there are quite a lot of icons here, but what am I using here? So maybe you have heard of the asset generator. So let's just go right over here. Asset Catalog Creator Pro, that's what it's named, and it is available under Setup. Now I do have a separate video of how my favorite apps and why I use Setup, well, basically all the time. And yeah, go ahead and check out the link in the description so you will get some 1 month off of Setup, and you can use Asset Catalog Creator Pro there. Okay, so that's my favorite way of creating icons. Once that's done, we want to set the version and build numbers. So let me just show you where that is. And it's under General, select your target, of course. And here is our version and build number. Let me just talk a little bit about the version. So the version is actually what you can see on the App Store. So it's version 0.0. 0.0, you might want to add that in there. And a build is the builds that we are going to upload. For example, if we are having multiple builds, we are testing them out and we don't want to submit only one of them for a new version, that's how it's going to be. So you have versions, and on that version we have multiple builds. Currently it's going to be version 1.0.0 and the build 1, 2, 3, 4, or however you would like that. This is usually how it's done. Okay, so that's about the version and build number. One thing to note here is that if you just upload a build and you make some changes and you do want to upload a new one, you want to bump up the build version from, let's say, 1 to 2 here. So yeah, and basically you want to keep the version number and bump up the build number because yeah, you are adding to the same version number that you are going to submit and eventually make available on the App Store. So that's really important about version and build numbers. Make sure that you have added your Apple ID under Xcode Preferences and Accounts. So you want to go all the way on the menu and select Preferences, and you will be presented with this preference account, and select Accounts And yeah, make sure that you are logged in with your Apple ID that you, of course, have signed up with. You have enrolled to the Apple Developer Program. So that's that. Let's take a look at the next one. Make sure that you have added, and then do a final build and run. So let's do that. Yeah. We most probably do want to make sure that this is working properly. So I would just select iPhone 12 here. And let's just build and run and see how it looks like. Till that loads, let me just double check if we have created our app on the App Store Connect. And yes, we have. So you will be greeted with this screen. So let's just go back to Xcode. Let's see if it's just a building. Let's see, yeah, here it is. Our simulator is just launching up, and here is our app. Nothing too fancy, it's just a hello world. But yeah, nonetheless, you are only learning how to upload your app to the App Store and then, of course, submit. So let's just wait for this. Hopefully it will appear. Yes, here we go. Hello world. Really, really nice. And as you can see, if you notice that the icon has been added right over here. Okay, so we have successfully tested our app. It's working as expected. Now we want to clean the build folder just in case. That is under product and clean a build folder. So that is going to clean the build folder. That's really, really nice before we archive. So next up, we want to archive, as you can see, and that is again under product and archive, but you cannot select it just yet because you want to select the build for any iOS device. So now you can simply archive, and that will archive our project. It will create a new IPA file, and yeah, there we go. It depends on how fast your computer is, but basically this is what you will see. Okay, next up, I believe we want to validate our app. Yes, this is optional, but maybe you haven't added your distribution profile just yet, and validation will just guide you through that if you haven't already done so. So let's just validate our app. Why not? Let's click on Validate App. And then, yeah, let's just wait for this to load. And yeah, include bitcode for iOS content, upload your app symbols. Yeah, just let the default values go here. Automatically manage signing. Yes, please. So don't manually manage signing, only if you need to and you know what you are doing. So let's click on next here also. And yeah, it's communicating with Apple. It's trying to figure out, do we have a valid build or not? And it seems like we do have we do have fetched all the necessary info. So let's click on validate here, and it's going to take a little bit of while. Yeah, these things will take much longer than in this tutorial. This is just the demo project. So when it's going to validate your own project, which you have been working on, and a lot of code you added, it will take a lot of time. Well, a little bit more. So successfully validated. Let's click on done here. And next up, we want to distribute the app. So that's our next step. Let's click on distribute app. Select App Store Connect, of course. You may have ad hoc enterprise and development, but that is not the case in this tutorial. Let's just export it. Upload it, not export it, because yeah, we want to make sure that it's going to be received on that app that we have created on App Store Connect. Yeah, let's just leave those checked. Automatically manage signing. Really nice. Now it's going to package, process, prepare the summary, and let's upload. And yeah, this is going to be take a little while here, but most probably it will take a lot more for you, depending on your internet connection, of course, and the file size of your project. But now it's going to upload. It's going to connect to App Store Connect and upload. So let's just wait for that. And hooray, it says successfully uploaded. Really nice. So let's click on done, and we are done here. One thing to note here is that this IPA file will not be deleted automatically. So let's delete that. Let's have that deleted right now. And yeah, because otherwise you won't find it on the folder system. Yeah, it's really, really hidden, and you can just delete it right over here. So now that that's been uploaded, let's just check it out. Let's test it if it's indeed right over here. So under App Store, you just want to have these tabs come up, or if you have a wider Safari open, you will see this already. You will see that there's test flight right over here. So yeah, right over here under test flight, you will see the versions, and it says it's processing. So you will have to wait a little bit, and we will. It usually takes a few minutes, but it could take up to like 15 minutes or even more, depending on the size of your build. But this is still processing. Once it's done, we can just select it and submit it to the App Store. Till we go do this, let's just go through what we got here. So let's select App Store, and as you can see right over here, we have our version information. We can add the screenshots, promotional text, keywords, support URL, marketing URL, which is optional, and description. So promotional text that you can change whenever you want. So you don't have to upload a new version. You don't have to submit the new version for review. You just change the promotional text as you like, and that will be available on the App Store page right away. Now, the description and all the other stuff, you have to add a new version and submit it, of course, for review if you do want to change that. Okay, app clicks, iMessage app, Apple Watch. We don't have that right over here. Build, this is where we are going to add our build once it finished processing. And since you most probably are going to add multiple builds, you will be able to choose one of them. And the general app information. Now this version 1.0. Now I won't change it right now. Let's see if I add the build, if it's going to change, recognize it that it's 1.0.0, and it's going to automatically change it. We don't have Game Center, app review information. Now sign in required. We don't need sign-in required. We might uncheck it. But if you do have sign-in, just add a username and password for kind of a dummy user that you have created. Notes, this is really important. What notes do you want the reviewer to know about your app? Maybe some special thing that you want to share with them. And of course, contact information is there. Version release, now you may manually release this version. So it means that once it's approved for sale, you will be able to tap on the button so it will hit the App Store. Automatically release this version means that once it's approved, it will be automatically released on the App Store. And of course, automatically release this version after app review, no earlier than. This is really nice because maybe you have some marketing done and you do have a date or like a specific date that you want to launch your app on. Okay, so that's about our App Store. Now, if you just go right over here, well, not here, sorry, under Features, let's just take a look at the features. We have Game Center, and also we have encryption and promo codes. You can just set up Game Center, promo codes, or encryption right over here under Features. Also, we do have Test Flight and Xcode Cloud. So if you just go ahead and expand this window, you will also see in-app purchases. But yeah, we don't have in-app purchases. So let's just go back to Test Flight, maybe check if the processing has been done. And yes, it has been done. You see, we have build number 1. Missing compliance. Well, this is if we do want to set it out for Test Flight for others to test. I do have a whole separate playlist on Test Flight, so go ahead and check it out on the channel. I'm not going to go in the detail right over here. So now that this has been processed, let's go back to App Store right over here. And now we want to click on the Build Plus and select our build. Of course, you may select any other one if you do have multiple ones. And now export compliance confirmation. Do you have encryption? Well, I don't have encryption, so I would just click on Done here. Okay, and as you can see, it automatically added our asset that we have added in the asset catalog. And version, yeah, you do want to bump this up to that one. Okay, so copyright, one thing to note is that it's I believe it's Command G, no, Alt G. Yes, so Option G. Option G is the copyright symbol, just so you know. And of course, one important thing is to save. So you do want to save this. Yeah, that field is too short, so I will just go ahead and remove that and save it again. Okay, now if everything is okay, you want to submit for review, so go ahead and tap on submit for review. Of course, I will not do this at this point because yeah, it's just a dummy app that now you know how to upload and of course prepare for submission for a review on the App Store. Now, if you do like my teaching style, go ahead and check out rebeloper.com/mentoring, where you can meet me on a 1-hour one-on-one Zoom meeting. If you have any questions about Swift UI, iOS, or maybe you have a bug in your code, go ahead and check it out, rebeloper.com/mentoring. I will be happy to help you out. Hopefully now you can see how easy it is to submit your app to the App Store, of course for a review or just upload a new build. Now if you do like my teaching style, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, and while you are at it, I dare you to hit that notification bell to be notified of new videos as they do come out, new videos like these one. Go ahead and check them out, they are really awesome. They are about Swift UI and Swift in general, and as usual, I will see you in the next one.